Welcome to devotion, spiritual homework time, and the title I believe is unseen. So I'm just gonna let the Holy Spirit do what it do. Sorry, try not to cough, but I have to be open, and I'm cringing because the person I'm going to refer to might be listening to this. But it might be I don't know, maybe the easiest way to let them know how I really feel. No, I'm not saying I can't talk to them directly, but I have to unpack through devotions. I have to process. So when they listen to this, if they should sometime in the future, I'm not talking about you. I've been doing this for quite a while now, so it's nothing personal. But I thank you for being so sweet to me and so thoughtful. I am so grateful for all that you've done. So I believe the topic is unseen. And I remember talking to a school counselor. And he was, I think we were pretty much off subject, though. It wasn't really anything to do with school. But what was it? I think his other job was, what else does he do? He works at the school, but he's also like a therapist or something. I forget what it is, but what we were talking about is I don't think it was grief counseling. It was something else, but I think he mostly studied it. He didn't really have any direct experience in it. So whatever we were talking about, and I wasn't judging him, but I was like, yeah, it does help when the other party understands what they're going through. They've been there. They've walked in those shoes. And he rebutted a few times, like, well, not really. I'm like, okay. So, after a couple of times trying to explain yourself, you just kind of drop it. Well, I do. I'm like, well, I try to. But I don't know. That's just my honest, I don't know if it's honest opinion, but how I really feel. Like if I am going through something, I'm going to be grateful for whoever sends me love, for whoever gives me a kind word of encouragement. But when it comes to being seen, when it comes to someone understanding, then yeah, it's someone that has really, truly walked in my shoes. They get it. I think that may apply as well to any type of recovery when someone's trying to overcome an addiction or, whatever the case may be, any type of substance abuse. It does help to hear from someone who has walked in those shoes. I mean, book knowledge is beautiful because it lays the foundation and the studies and whatnot. But there is something different about the actual experience, the emotions, the feelings, the ups and downs, the late night, whatever it may be. And I'm assuming cravings that people go through and urges. So I know I personally, that's what this devotion. Okay. I get it now. So, if you're listening, ma'am, to this devotion, I think it just registered why I was referring, or I was mentioning, I may have to take a step back or kind of tap out a bit of some situations because I mentioned the addictions and I don't have experience. It goes over my head. And I'm not trying to make light of it, but when I was trying to combat certain things, I was just like in a constant was a constant battle, like a loop. It mostly felt like a loop, like I was never really making progress, like we were just stuck. And then after a while, you feel like you're just out of fight. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't think I'm the most qualified for it. And I don't believe that necessarily has anything to do with not loving someone. It just means that I'm not fit to really counsel them or help them, or, in that, on that level. Especially if they lash out, because I don't understand the behaviors and, all of those things, versus someone who has walked in their shoes would get it. And I don't think it's a matter of patience, because I can show patience, but at the end of the day, I want there to be progress. We don't want to be in a loop, just stuck. And to me, that's misery, right? If we don't have any progress over decades, honestly. And so here I am trying to, I don't know, do what if the conditions have persisted for, like, again, the majority of their lives. So, ma'am, I'm not, what is it, trying to be ungrateful or anything, or belittling anything you shared with me or told me, because those resources are beautiful, and the words of encouragement were awesome. It's just that sometimes it's best to let another party go into a situation. It really is. And, everyone is different. But yeah, I've learned that. So what was the topic? Unseen. Yeah, so I think originally I was like, well, I don't think she really sees what I'm talking about. And I know there are certain situations that may be similar. But I think the things I described, they went a farther left when we were talking. So I'm like, yeah, I guess that really does kind of conclude, or, is a bit more closure on why, But everything, like you texted me or she texted me, was just... it was so sweet, but I just had that feeling like I don't really think, the other party understands what I'm talking about. I don't really think, and I know they're looking out for my best interest, my well-being, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to live in harmony. You have to have tranquility and serenity and peace. Like, I don't know what that's like. I never will just stay in something and just be miserable. Like, that's just not me. I know others do it. I've been told by one of the parties that they did it for, they took stuff like that for a year or so, or years. I'm like, but when the party told me that, they also had the same issues. So I think the second part of this devotion, if I am completely transparent, is, and if you're listening, I hope this kind of makes sense, ma'am, that I was thinking, I could be totally wrong, I'm not trying to be fresh or anything, but I was thinking that it's maybe easier for pain and pain to exist together than for pain and someone who may not be in so much pain to exist together. Or misery and misery. No, I'm kidding. No, that's not funny. I'm sorry. Because the more I try to help, it's like the other party wants to bring you in, bring you down. Like, no, you have to be miserable. Like, misery loves company, in other words, right? Or healthy, and what's a better term? Not that anyone's perfect. I'm not a perfect person. But again, it goes back to, I haven't walked in their shoes. I don't get it. And so also part 3 is a lot of the devices or things they use can go over my head because I don't see them. Like, versus someone else may see the con. They may see the manipulation a lot faster. It took me a minute to really understand, wait, they're being so manipulative, or they're doing this and they're doing that, versus someone else right off the bat would have been like, no. So, and then fourth, there isn't but so much you can do in a situation like that, really. And when the spirit tells you or calls you back, calls you off, it's best to listen. It's not about giving up, but for some reason, if the spirit pulls me like, no, you need to go now, then it's just time to go.